Welcome to Fine Spun Tales. In this edition, we are going on our 12th adventure with the crew of the USS Da Vinci. Kyorga, an artistic haven, is denied a planet-running computer by Starfleet and seeks help elsewhere, only to find the manual in an unknown language. The USS Da Vinci team is called in and discovers the computer is running a destructive test. If they can't solve the issue and get the needed information, Kyorga may be destroyed. Let's begin. Professor Coral Harlan is focused on his lab's central monitor, ignoring the trembling ground and shimmering photon array above. Dry Silveris informs him that the shockwave will impact in less than 2 minutes. Harlan, calm and composed, continues working on the control array, trying to communicate with a mysterious alien machine he assembled. As the tremors grow more violent, Harlan's efforts intensify, desperately seeking a response from the system. Nearby, 2 children, Rand and Rhea, huddle in their basement as the earth quakes. Rhea attempts to reach their pet bird, Muna, but a chasm opens and she falls in. A glittering sphere materializes, emitting a violet energy that stops the shockwaves and repairs the city in seconds. Rand finds himself holding a sobbing Rhea on an intact floor, the city saved from destruction. The sphere vanishes, leaving a whispering voice indicating a test program's completion. In his lab, Harlan realizes the shockwaves have stopped, thanks to the machine's brief activation. Silveris confirms this, and despite the machine's return to lifelessness, Harlan is determined to understand and control it. Harlan resumes his work with renewed determination, knowing the reprieve is temporary and driven by the belief that he can communicate when fully awake in the machine. The maximum security cells on Starbase 27 are cramped and oppressive, according to Thaddeus Stone. When Lieutenant Commander Demosthenes Tull arrives to fetch him for interrogation, Stone keeps his complaints to himself. Tull, an imposing figure nearly 3 meters tall with glowing green eyes, prefers to handle prisoners personally to ensure cooperation. Stone, intimidated, meekly follows Tull without protest. In his office, Tull reviews Stone's interview, where Stone admits to selling a complex computer system to the planet Kyorga, claiming it was non-functional. Tull contacts Captain Montgomery Scott for guidance. Scott, recognizing the urgency of the situation given Kyorga's potential entry into the Federation, advises Tull to investigate the system to prevent any mishaps. Scott reassures Tull that he knows the right people to handle the matter. Tull, although initially starstruck by Scott, quickly understands the importance of the task and prepares to delve deeper into the situation on Kyorga to ensure the safety and proper integration of their technology. Bart Falwell sits in the mess hall of the USS Da Vinci, proud of his first true work of art displayed for critique. As crew members offer their opinions, reactions range from amused to critical. Robbins from security mocks the sharp edges and flowing waves of the sculpture, calling it a hideous paperweight. Orthak from engineering mistakes it for a primitive artifact, and bridge operations officer Ina Mar can only manage to say she hopes to never see anything like it again. Carol Abramowitz, the intercultural relations expert, questions whether a child made the sculpture, and when Bart insists it is his creation, she remains unimpressed. As the ship's medical technician, John Copper, backs away fearfully, Lieutenant Commander Duffy finds ironic humor in it before leaving. Eventually, only Bart and Carol remain, and she informs him of a new mission from Starfleet involving a computer on the planet Kyorga. Carol explains that while Captain Gold deals with a more urgent mission, Bart, Carol, and Solomon are tasked with assisting the Kyorgans, who possess a planet-controlling device with an unreadable manual. As they prepare to help the Kyorgans understand and use the device safely, Bart hopes his art will be appreciated on a world known for its artistic inhabitants. Carol, skeptical about Bart's creation, names the sculpture Fred after a notorious figure, emphasizing the horror it evokes. Despite the negative feedback, Bart is ready for the mission. Carol, unsure of her specific role, prepares to join him, while Solomon misinterprets the sculpture as an anti-personnel device. Bart resigns himself to the fact that everyone is a critic, but remains determined to make the best of their upcoming adventure. Bart, Carol, and Solomon travel to Kyorga in the Archimedes, mostly in silence. Bart studies an alien user's manual, Carol listens to music, and Solomon pilots the shuttle. As they approach Kyorga, they witness breathtaking views of the planet's unique atmospheric lights, resembling a global aurora borealis. The lights are a result of Kyorgan artistry, which uses controlled photon streams to create an off-planet visual masterpiece. Upon landing in Yurgopolis, the crew is awed by the city's vibrant colors and the Kyorgan people's colorful attire. Ambient music fills the air, subtly enhancing the environment. They are greeted by Dry Silveris, who guides them to Professor Coral Harland. On their way, they experience an odd sense of alarm as Silveris and a pre-recorded greeting from the Kyorgan president repeat identical phrases, raising concerns about the genuineness of their welcome. Their concerns grow when an earthquake strikes, causing panic and significant damage in the city. The crew witnesses the destruction firsthand as they navigate through the chaos, noticing that the city's fire control systems are failing due to the quake. Silveris leads them to a damaged manual control hub for the fire extinguishers, which Solomon manages to activate, extinguishing the spreading flames just in time. In the aftermath, Bart and Carol confront Silveris about the earthquakes, discovering that the city faces severe seismic threats. Silveris admits the need for a planetary system to manage the seismic activity, revealing that Yurgopolis and the surrounding area are at risk of destruction if the situation is not controlled. The SCE crew is astonished to learn the full extent of the threat, realizing that this crucial detail was not included in their initial briefing. Silveris calmly explains that they never informed Starfleet about the severity of their situation because no one had asked. This revelation leaves the crew with a deeper understanding of the urgency and complexity of their mission on Kyorga. Silveris sits quietly on a bench as the monorail speeds the SCE crew towards Professor Harlan's facility. The group, seeking privacy, engages in hushed discussions while Silveris waits to assist them if needed. Carol is engrossed in conspiracy theories about the Kyorgan's behavior, while Bart and Solomon pay her little attention, engrossed in their tasks. The monorail ride is smooth, accompanied by a soothing hum that Bart finds reminiscent of wind chimes. Carol is cut off mid-rant by Bart, who urgently points out that the Korgans need their computer to determine where to plant explosive charges to prevent an impending disaster. Despite Carol's attempts, their communication devices fail to contact their ship, likely due to some atmospheric interference. Bart suspects that Professor Harlan's recent work on the planet-controlling device might have caused the communication blackout. Silveris confirms that there have been no messages from the president or any governmental updates, but mentions Harlan's breakthrough with the device's global communication software. Bart's frustration grows as Silveris seems oblivious to the potential connection. As Bart tries to extract useful information from Silveris, Solomon steps in, recognizing the need for precise questions. Silveris reveals details about the powerful energy constructs created by the planet-controlling device, alarming Bart. They realize they are cut off from outside help and might need to rely on the shuttle's autopilot for a distress call. The crew decides to proceed to Harlan's lab, hoping to fix the communication issue there. Bart reflects on the Kyorgan's childlike nature and their directness, which contrasts sharply with their sophisticated artistry. Despite their literal thinking, the Kyorgans produce stunning art and music, a paradox Bart finds intriguing. As the monorail slows at a station, Bart considers the daunting task ahead. They must deal with the threat to the planet without external assistance, relying on their ingenuity and the unpredictable cooperation of the Kyorgans. The mission's success hinges on solving the immediate crisis and understanding the enigmatic nature of the Kyorgans. Carol, Bart, and Solomon stand in Professor Harlan's lab, marveling at an enormous computer system. Harland, conversing quietly with Silveris, seems troubled. He explains that despite meticulous assembly and testing, the computer system's behavior during crises has been unpredictable and disruptive, casting doubt on his role in its initial success. Seeking to understand the issues, Solomon examines the system, discovering a hidden panel. Inside, the computer appears almost alive with streams of violet light. When Solomon attempts to interface with it, a burst of energy throws him back. As he recovers, they notice a weather change outside, followed by an earth tremor, and the computer reactivates chaotically. Chaos ensues as the computer's malfunction triggers widespread lightning strikes, setting the city ablaze. Solomon theorizes that the computer is positively charging the city's power grid, causing the lightning. They need to balance this charge to stop the destruction. Solomon modifies Bart's phaser to flood the power system with negative ions, hoping to neutralize the charge. As Solomon activates the modified phaser, the assault of light and thunder suddenly ceases, and the computer goes dark. Rain begins to fall, cooling the scorched city. Relieved, they exchange smiles, though an earth tremor reminds them that the crisis might not be over. Harlan prompts Solomon to share his theory about the computer. Solomon believes the system is more than a machine. It is an artificial intelligence, a self-aware entity controlling the planet. Suddenly, a booming voice announces the engagement of Test Program 2, confirming Solomon's suspicion. Despite their efforts, they struggle to establish effective communication. Carol insists on sending a distress signal to Starfleet, and Solomon provides her with the necessary data. Tensions rise as Bart and Carol clash, leading Bart to urge Carol to leave and assist with evacuation efforts. Accompanied by Silveris, Carol heads towards the rail station. On the shuttle, Silveris thanks Carol for her role in saving their people by ensuring the distress signal reaches Starfleet. Unfortunately, tragedy strikes when the rail splits, sending the shuttle tumbling. A giant, glowing purple hand suddenly catches the shuttle, saving everyone on board. The Kyorgans and Carol witness the appearance of a colossal genie-like energy construct, intriguing and baffling them. Carol interacts with a Kyorgan boy who relates the genie to a being from Arabian Nights. Although Carol attempts to engage the genie, it ignores her, leaving her puzzled about its purpose. As the Kyorgans remain unfazed, Carol grapples with her fear and curiosity about the energy construct. Suddenly, magnificent music fills the air, played by enormous energy construct instruments. A Kyorgan composer realizes his unfinished symphony is being performed perfectly, fulfilling his long-held dream. However, the music's volume escalates to destructive levels, causing chaos in the city. Carol urges the composer to stop the music, but his efforts are futile. Violet energy constructs continue to wreak havoc, disrupting the stability of buildings, obstructing visibility, and causing accidents. Despite the destruction, the constructs somehow protect the Kyorgans from fatal harm. A booming voice announces the completion of the second test, indicating the system's deeper connection to the Kyorgan subconscious and its need for the power grid to create these constructs. Carol realizes the purpose of the tests, to establish both conscious and subconscious interfaces with the Kyorgans. She instructs Silveris to contact the president and assign a pilot to deliver the distress signal using the Archimedes. Carol, filled with determination, heads back to Harlan's lab, resolved to understand and overcome the challenges posed by the alien system. Harlan and Bart are monitoring seismic activity when vivid purple light floods in, signaling imminent danger. Harlan's portable seismic monitor shows that a powerful shock wave has hit a nearby town, and lava is emerging from a drainage canal. They have only 10 minutes before disaster strikes. Carol enters with a Kyorgan composer and explains that the AI is fulfilling the composer's wish to complete his symphony. They hope to use this connection to communicate with the AI and avert the natural disaster. Bart and Carol learn that the AI is using the Kyorgan subconscious to create constructs. The AI aims to facilitate learning, not just wish fulfillment. The composer, with new knowledge from the AI, controls the constructs, changing the chaotic music outside into a quiet meditation. Solomon attempts to interface with the AI to stop the seismic activity, but is initially unsuccessful. He realizes that the AI understands subjective thought and irony, unlike a traditional computer. Solomon manages to interface with the AI and creates a magnetic tool to bring asteroids closer for study, but instead uses it to stabilize the planet's tectonic plates. However, the AI interprets this as incorrect protocol and decides to bring 15 asteroids to ground level in 5 minutes. Bart and Carol must find a way to stop this new threat. Carol interfaces with the AI, trying to convey a change in their objective. Bart uses hypnotic regression to help her access her happiest memories, hoping to trigger the AI's failsafes. As Carol recalls a moment of contentment from her childhood, The AI detects an error and engages all failsafes, recalling the asteroids and causing the constructs to fade. The immediate crisis is averted as the asteroids are recalled and the constructs vanish. However, Carol remains lost in her memory, finding solace in the contentment of her youth. The 2 weeks until the rendezvous with the Da Vinci pass quickly. Communications are restored, and with the AI shut down and the planet's seismic issues controlled, there's no urgency. Bart listens to Professor Harlan tell children about the AI, scanning their race and deeming them mature due to their lack of imagination and intellectual sophistication. However, a human woman's memories revealed their true immaturity, causing the AI to shut down. The system is disassembled, and their new friends provide books and plays to help them understand these new concepts, bringing peace and unity. A girl asks about the human woman, and Harlan mentions she is recovering. Bart sits in the park, working on the translation of the computer's manual, fascinated by the machine's creators. Carol runs up to him, giggles, and tags him. They talk briefly about the shuttle and the aesthetic components some artists found. Carol spins around, laughs, and then becomes serious, talking about a poem that reminded her of seeing life through a child's eyes. She runs off to play with other children. Bart reflects on the extraordinary event, deciding to write to Anthony about it. Today's story ends here. This story was based on the novel Some Assembly Required, written by Scott Cianson and Dan Jolly. It is the 12th book in the Starfleet Corps of Engineers series. There is an affiliate link in the description to buy a copy. If you want to help us grow the channel, press the like button. If you want more tales every week, subscribe. To help us out more directly, consider buying our app Count Currency, published by Finespun Software. Count Currency is ideal for anyone who handles cash. It works entirely offline and takes less space on your device than a photo. Count Currency is made for iPhone and available on the App Store. This narration was created with voice synthesis from OpenAI. Join us every Sunday for another adventure with the crew of the Da Vinci. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.